Hey there everybody! What you see there on the side of my kitchen sink are peppers that my husband and I noticed were growing volunteer in the front yard. And down here you see, bam, tomatoes. Those tomatoes are all grown from a friend's garden. She brought over shared her bounty with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to process those tomatoes and those peppers and a little bit of garlic with some sugar and some vinegar, and I'm going to make, right in this pot right here, I am going to make a hot sweet tomato pepper relish. So come along with me. Is that a little, what is that? Oh, that's flora, that's not fauna, so we don't have to worry. So anyhow, I'll bring you along on the ride. You know, usually when I do a cooking thing, especially something as ambitious as tomato relish, which, you know, takes a lot of cooking in the heat. Anyhow, I usually like to start with a super clean kitchen, but time is of the essence. If I don't cook up these tomatoes, they're going to go bad. So I'm not worrying about clean kitchen. I'm just worrying about making my relish. It'll be done by tomorrow, so Grant and I can take some on our picnic. So I'm excited about that. You know, in years past, I would trip pretty hard about things like not having a bunch of tomatoes all at once. It would be like, oh well, that's not even a quart's full of finished product, so why am I wasting my time? And I'm discovering as I'm getting older, I'm not worrying about stuff like that as much. I mean, you know, I have a few tomatoes here, not many at all. Just enough for about a quart, I think, of finished product by the time it's done. But that's enough. That's enough for a few meals anyway, enough to share with my friend Margie when I go over to her house. Bring her a little jar of it, and yeah, that's all I really need. I'm finding the walls of my life are drawing together, if that makes any sense, and my space inside of it's getting smaller and smaller, but not in like a claustrophobic way, but more in a, I don't know, more in a cozy way, if that makes any sense. So life is getting strangely cozier as I get older and I release stuff that used to be so important. So maybe it's because I've been gone so long and it just feels so good to sit here at my sink, cut up these little tomatoes, and yeah, talk to y'all. So I'll show you the next page. Or my little food processor. It had been my grandmother's. It's not very big. All that I have left is just the blade attachment. But it's very simple. On, off, and pulse. That's about all we have to worry about. I've started with 2 cloves of garlic, just kind of chopped up, to which I'm going to add some of the tomato and pepper. Just a little bit. There we go. And Grant's going to assist me, and he's going to put the top on, and that would be on the other side, yeah. Grant's wondering why I don't use our wonderful Vitamix, and the reason is because there's just too much machinery there for me. I like this little thing. So here we go. Hold your ears. And I don't want it real pureed, so I just kind of chop it up like that. And then, oh, and it looks lovely, and the garlic is nice and chunky. It's not too, I like stuff chunky. This one will need to go again. And then I just dump the whole mess into a pot that I've already washed out. You can just put it in there, just on the, and there we go. So I'm gonna, and it looks so beautiful and it smells marvelous. So I'm gonna process up the rest of this and I will get back. You can see I've added a little bit of red onion. I just happen to have a little bit left in the refrigerator, so I thought I'd use it up. Now to this quart and a half or so of product, I'm going to add about that much sugar. That's about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And then I'm going to splash in a little bit of vinegar. About like that. It's plenty. I love using this Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar. I love this stuff. I use it for everything. It's wonderful. So I've done that, and now all I'm going to do is flip the fire on underneath it and turn it down to lowish, like that, lowish medium maybe. There we go. And now this thing will start to simmer after a bit. I haven't added any spices per se. I don't know if I'm going to. I think I might like just the simple taste of the tomato and garlic and onion, just that alone. So when all of this cooks down, I will show you what the finished product is. So we are simmering nicely, and I tasted it and it's wonderful, but it's not very hot. Those peppers did not have much heat. And I was also thinking I wanted maybe a little surprise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some whole fennel seed and I'm going to put some whole fennel seed in there. About like that. I don't know what that was. A teaspoon maybe. And then I've got some ground red pepper. And I think we need some ground red pepper in there because this is supposed to be hot. So there we go. Or more or less hot. So we'll give this a little stir. And you know it's getting about done when the tomatoes turn from the sort of light red that they start out. They turn into just a deep, rich red after about an hour's worth of cooking. So I'm gonna give this a try. Oh yeah, the pepper was a good idea. And I won't really be able to taste the fennel for a while because those were whole seeds. Oh well, there's one seed I get to chew up. Yum. Okay, I'll show you the finished product. This is the finished product. It's a nice ruby red. Tastes wonderful. And the last thing, I added a little extra sugar, and then I added some of this pink Himalayan sea salt, about a half a teaspoon or so, just at the end. It needed a little extra depth, I guess. So anyway, there we go. I'm gonna let it cool, then stick it in some jars and put it in my refrigerator. So there you go. Wish you guys were here to taste it. Bye.